Have you ever looked at your plate and thought, I'm eating healthy? Why do I still feel so tired, so heavy, so off? You might be doing everything right, but here's the chilling truth most people never hear. The very protein you believe is nourishing, your body could be silently wrecking your kidneys meal after meal, day after day, without a single warning sign. By the time your lab tests start to change, the damage is often already underway. And what's even scarier, most Americans over 50 are walking around thinking their kidneys are fine when they're already fighting for survival. I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and today I need you to hear me clearly, because what I'm about to share could mean the difference between protecting your kidneys for the next decade or losing them piece by piece without even realizing it. Protein isn't the enemy, but the wrong kind and the wrong amounts becomes a silent poison. It raises your creatinine, overloads your filtration system, and quietly accelerates the very decline you're trying to prevent. But don't panic, there's real hope. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to flip that danger into your greatest protection. You'll discover 4 clean, kidney-safe proteins that rebuild strength without overworking your body, 6 common healthy proteins that secretly drive kidney damage, and 1 simple daily habit that can literally buy your kidneys more healthy years of life. So before you take another bite or another sip of that high-protein shake, stay with me, because once you understand how this works, you'll never look at protein the same way again. Now let's start with something so simple, you might have it sitting in your fridge right now, yet it could quietly change the way your kidneys function. I'm talking about egg whites, the unsung hero of clean protein. Most people overlook them because they seem too basic, too plain. But for your kidneys, that's exactly what makes them powerful. See, your kidneys aren't just filters. They're like 2 overworked employees inside your body sorting through everything you eat. When you feed them heavy, high-phosphorus meats, it's like handing them boxes of toxic paperwork they can't process fast enough. But egg whites, they're the clean, pre-organized files that make the job effortless. 1 single egg white contains around 3.6 grams of pure protein and only 10 milligrams of phosphorus. That's nearly 8 times less than what you get in a whole egg. It delivers all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to rebuild and heal, yet without the fat, cholesterol, or purines that create uric acid buildup. That means less inflammation, fewer gout flares, and far less pressure on your kidneys' filtration units, the glomeruli. I once treated a patient named Maria, a 62-year-old retired teacher who believed she was eating clean. Her plate was filled with grilled chicken salmon and yogurt, all good foods but too much for her tired kidneys. Her lab results showed rising phosphorus and uric acid, and her energy kept crashing. I switched her breakfast from eggs and meat to a simple bowl of oatmeal topped with steamed egg whites and spinach. Within 8 weeks, her phosphorus dropped by 22%, and she told me something I'll never forget. It felt like my body finally exhaled. Science backs her up. Studies from the National Kidney Foundation confirm that egg whites have one of the highest biological values of any protein, meaning your body uses almost 100% of what you eat. No waste, no overload, just clean fuel that heals instead of harms. And here's what most people miss: egg whites aren't boring. You can scramble them with a touch of olive oil, mix them into soups, even blend them into smoothies. They adapt to your diet, not the other way around. But just knowing this one protein isn't enough, because what comes next may surprise you even more. A gentle plant-based warrior that protects your kidneys in ways animal protein never could. But only knowing this isn't enough, because the next protein, softer, humbler, and completely plant-based, holds a secret power that even most doctors overlook. And it could change everything you thought you knew about healthy eating. If egg whites are the clean fuel for your kidneys, tofu is the quiet warrior that protects them when no one's watching. Most people hear tofu and picture something bland, tasteless, or meant only for vegetarians. But the truth is, this humble food can do what even the cleanest meat can't give your body strength without flooding your kidneys with acid or waste. When I first met Mark, a 58-year-old truck driver living with stage 4 kidney disease, he told me straight up, "Doc, I can't live on lettuce and air." He thought tofu was a punishment food until he tried it the right way. I showed him how just half a cup of tofu provides 10 grams of high-quality protein, but with almost 60% less acid load than animal meat. Within 6 weeks, his swelling went down. His labs improved, and he said, For the first time in years, I'm not scared to eat. That's because tofu doesn't stress your filtration system. Unlike red meat, it doesn't spike glomerular pressure, the strain inside your kidney filters that causes them to scar and harden over time. Research from the Journal of Renal Nutrition shows that plant proteins like soy can actually lower intraglomerular pressure, giving your kidneys a much-needed break. Add in natural compounds like isoflavones and antioxidants, and you've got a protein that not only feeds your muscles, but also shields your kidneys from inflammation. And here's something most people never realize: tofu is naturally pH neutral. It doesn't leave behind acid residue the way beef, chicken, or cheese do. Think of it as a reset button for your body's internal chemistry, gentle, balancing, protective. If you've ever dismissed tofu as boring, try this. Blend soft tofu into your morning smoothie for a creamy texture with zero dairy stress, or grill firm tofu with lemon and herbs for dinner. It adapts beautifully, just like your body wants to when given the right tools. So yes, tofu may look plain on your plate, but inside it's doing silent, powerful work, giving your kidneys the rest they've been begging for. But just knowing about tofu's quiet power isn't enough, because the next protein on our list brings comfort, flavor, and healing all at once. Yet most people completely overlook it. And once you hear what it does inside your body, you'll never see fish the same way again. If tofu is the quiet protector, then tilapia is the comforting friend that helps you heal without guilt. Most people think kidney-friendly diets mean giving up flavor, texture, and satisfaction, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Tilapia proves you can have comfort food that loves your kidneys back. When my patient George, a 67-year-old retired mechanic, first walked into my office, he looked defeated. "Doc, everything I like is off the list," he said. "No steak, no fried chicken, no fun." What he didn't know was that he could still enjoy a warm seasoned meal that felt familiar and safe. I told him to try tilapia twice a week, steamed or baked with just a drizzle of olive oil and lemon. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. His creatinine levels had dropped, his energy was up, and he said, "It feels like my body finally forgave me." There's science behind that relief. Tilapia delivers around 22 grams of clean protein per 100 grams, while keeping phosphorus under 170 milligrams, far lower than red meat. It's gentle on digestion, breaks down easily, and doesn't overload your kidneys with nitrogen waste. Even more, its balanced omega-3 to omega-6 ratio helps lower inflammation, one of the silent forces that drive kidney decline. Add nutrients like selenium and vitamin B12, and you've got a natural repair kit for your filtration system. Think of it like this: where red meat leaves heavy residue that your kidneys must scrub out, tilapia glides through clean light, steady, supportive. You get nourishment without punishment, strength without sacrifice. And the best part, it tastes like home. Whether you grill it, steam it, or bake it, the aroma alone reminds you that healing doesn't have to mean deprivation. It can mean rediscovering joy through smarter choices. But even this gentle healing fish isn't the full story, because the next food isn't from the sea or the farm. It's a tiny ancient grain that holds one of the biggest secrets to kidney longevity. And once you hear what it does inside your body, you'll understand why it's quietly changing lives around the world. If tilapia brings comfort to your plate, quinoa brings balance to your entire system. It's the quiet revolution hiding in your pantry, a small seed that carries the power of complete healing. Most people think of quinoa as just another health food trend, but for your kidneys, it's so much more. It's clean, gentle, and surprisingly strong. I remember Sandra, a 70-year-old retired nurse, who had struggled for years with unpredictable potassium spikes and bloating. She was careful: brown rice, lentil soups, lots of veggies, but her lab numbers kept swinging out of control. When she came to me, she looked exhausted and frustrated. We made one simple switch out with the lentils in with quinoa 3 nights a week. Within a month, her potassium stabilized, her digestion calmed, and she told me, "For the first time, my body feels steady." And the science absolutely supports what she felt. Unlike most grains, quinoa is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. 1 cup of cooked quinoa gives you about 8 grams of high-quality protein, but here's the real magic: it does it without overwhelming your kidneys. It's naturally low in phosphorus and potassium, 2 minerals that can quietly build up in the blood when your kidneys struggle to filter properly. But that's not all. The fiber in quinoa acts like a detox partner, pulling out urea and nitrogen waste through the digestive tract so your kidneys don't have to shoulder all the work alone. Think of it as teamwork inside your body, your gut and kidneys finally working together instead of against each other. And here's the part I love most. Quinoa isn't just nutritious, it's forgiving. You can cook it with low-sodium broth, mix it with tofu or vegetables, and it quietly does its job. No blood sugar spikes, no swelling, no crash. It keeps you full balanced and light, exactly how your body wants to feel when it's healing. It's not fancy, it's not complicated, it's simply nature working in your favor. Every spoonful is like telling your kidneys, I've got your back. But knowing what to eat is only half the battle, because what you avoid can be just as powerful. And some of the proteins that look the healthiest on the outside might be the very ones silently pushing your kidneys closer to danger. What comes next will shock you. Now that you know which proteins can heal your kidneys, let's flip the script, because what you think is healthy might actually be the very thing dragging your kidneys down. Take turkey bacon, for example. It wears a halo of health. It's lean, it's low fat. It's even labeled as a better alternative to pork. But here's the truth that the food industry won't tell you: turkey bacon is a ticking time bomb for your kidneys. When Angela, a 64-year-old elementary school teacher, first came to me, she was proud of her new clean eating plan. She had swapped sausage for turkey bacon, used low-fat cheese, drank protein shakes. She thought she was doing everything right. But her lab results told another story. Her phosphorus levels were climbing, her blood pressure was stuck at 160/95, and her ankles were swelling every evening. The culprit, that innocent-looking strip of turkey bacon. One slice can contain over 500 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly a quarter of your entire daily limit in a single bite. And it doesn't stop there. Hidden inside those processed slices are phosphate additives and nitrites chemicals that not only raise your phosphorus, but also fuel inflammation inside the kidneys. Every morning she thought she was eating light, she was unknowingly feeding the very fire she was trying to control. When Angela cut out processed meats and replaced them with steamed egg whites and fresh tofu, her blood pressure began to drop within weeks. The swelling eased, and she told me, I finally feel like my body's cooperating with me again. And that's the heartbreaking part. So many people are trying to do the right thing, but they've been misled by packaging and marketing. Lean doesn't mean safe. Low fat doesn't mean kidney friendly. Real healing begins when you look beyond the label and ask, what's really inside? So if you're still keeping turkey bacon in your morning rotation, do yourself a favor. Swap it out for something fresh and simple. Your kidneys will feel the difference before your taste buds even notice. But cutting out turkey bacon is just the beginning, because the next healthy protein on this list hides a danger that's even more deceptive. It's plant-based, it looks innocent, but for your kidneys, it's pure overload. And most people have no idea. If turkey bacon hides behind a healthy label, red lentils wear a crown of virtue, but for anyone with kidney problems, that crown can be deadly. They're marketed as the perfect plant protein, high in fiber, packed with minerals, and heart healthy. But here's what most people never realize: what's good for the heart isn't always safe for the kidneys. I met Eli, a 55-year-old lifelong vegan who came to me confused and exhausted. He was doing everything right: plant-based meals, daily smoothies, plenty of water, yet his energy was crashing and his potassium levels were dangerously high. When I looked at his food diary, I saw the problem immediately: red lentils every single day. One cooked cup of red lentils contains over 700 milligrams of potassium and 350 milligrams of phosphorus. That's nearly double what a weakened kidney can comfortably handle. When the kidneys can't excrete those minerals fast enough, potassium starts to build up in the blood. The results can be terrifying: muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, even sudden cardiac arrest. Phosphorus, meanwhile, seeps into the bloodstream, hardening arteries and weakening bones. It's a silent chain reaction that turns healthy eating into hidden harm. I told Eli to cut back on lentils and replace them with quinoa and tofu. Within just 3 weeks, his potassium levels stabilized, his heartbeat normalized, and he said, I finally feel awake again. That's the power of eating smart, not just eating clean. So if you're living with kidney issues, remember, not all plant proteins are safe. What matters isn't the label vegan or high protein, but how your body processes what you give it. The healthiest looking food can still be toxic when your kidneys can't keep up. But even that's not the most surprising part, because the next protein trap hides in something most of us grew up loving. It's smoky, salty, and nostalgic. And yet it's one of the most dangerous foods your kidneys will ever face. If red lentils fool people with a healthy label, hot dogs deceive us with nostalgia. They remind us of backyard barbecues, summer games, and family cookouts. But behind that, comfort hides one of the most dangerous traps for your kidneys. What looks like a simple, guilty pleasure is in reality a chemical cocktail your kidneys can barely survive. I'll never forget Michael, a 71-year-old retiree, who came to me frustrated that his kidney function was dropping fast. He wasn't overweight, didn't smoke, barely drank, yet his GFR had plummeted in just a few months. When we went over his meals, the culprit was right there, hiding in plain sight: hot dogs for lunch almost every day. Most people don't realize that a single hot dog isn't just meat. It's a mix of sodium nitrates, phosphate preservatives, and oxidized fats. It's ultra-processed, designed for shelf life, not health. Those additives inflame blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and create oxidative stress inside the kidneys. Over time, they corrode the delicate filtration units that clean your blood, accelerating kidney decline far faster than natural aging ever could. Within a month of cutting out processed meats, no hot dogs, no sausages, no deli slices, Michael's numbers began to climb back. His uric acid dropped, swelling in his legs disappeared. And he said something that stuck with me: "Doc, I didn't realize my food was quietly poisoning me." The truth is, it's not just about avoiding junk food. It's about understanding how these chemicals accumulate in your system. Your kidneys can handle natural protein, but they can't detox industrial additives every single day. So the next time you're at a barbecue, pause before you grab that hot dog. Ask yourself, is this 10 minutes of taste worth risking my kidneys for the next 10 years? Because your answer to that question might decide how long they keep working for you. But believe it or not, the next danger isn't hiding in fast food. It's sitting quietly in millions of gym bags across America. It's marketed as clean, pure, and fit, but for your kidneys, it's one of the biggest silent overloads of all. If hot dogs hide danger under nostalgia, whey protein hides it behind ambition. It's the clean shake you see in every gym commercial, the shiny tub that promises strength, muscle, and discipline. But here's the truth no one talks about for people with aging kidneys or even mild kidney stress. Those shakes can quietly do more harm than good. I remember Dan, a 48-year-old fitness enthusiast, who walked into my clinic carrying a giant blender bottle. He was proud of his routine early workouts, lean meals, 2 protein shakes a day. Yet his blood test told a different story. His creatinine levels were climbing, his energy was dropping, and he couldn't figure out why. He wasn't eating junk, he wasn't overweight, he was simply overloading his kidneys. See, whey protein isolate isn't a natural food. It's a concentrated flood of amino acids stripped of fiber, antioxidants, and balancing nutrients. Every scoop sends a surge of nitrogen waste into your bloodstream, forcing your kidneys to filter over time. Over weeks and months, that pressure builds up like an engine running without oil, silent at first, then suddenly failing. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that excessive isolated protein intake can raise glomerular filtration pressure, which accelerates kidney wear and tear. When we switched Dan from whey shakes to real foods, egg whites in the morning, tofu or tilapia, later in the day his numbers began to normalize within a few weeks. His energy came back, his digestion improved, and he said something I'll never forget. "I thought I was fueling my body, but I was actually draining it." And here's the twist: even clean supplements aren't truly clean. Many contain hidden phosphate additives, artificial sweeteners, and sodium that quietly sabotage your progress. Your kidneys don't care how expensive the powder is, they only care about balance. So if you're serious about long-term health, trade the lab-made powder for real kidney-safe fuel. Because real strength isn't built in a shaker cup, it's built in how you protect the organs that keep you alive. But even if you skip the shakes, danger can still be hiding in your pantry, disguised as something wholesome, canned, and convenient. The next protein looks innocent enough, yet it's one of the sneakiest kidney stressors of all. If whey protein tricks us with the illusion of fitness, canned black beans fool us with the illusion of health. They sit quietly on grocery shelves labeled as high-fiber, heart, healthy, and plant-based. And yes, they are nutritious until they meet a pair of tired kidneys. That's when a so-called healthy habit can quietly become dangerous. One of my patients, Teresa, a 66-year-old vegetarian, came to me confused. Dr. Ellis, she said I eat clean, no meat, no junk, all beans and veggies. So why do my potassium numbers keep climbing? Her diet looked textbook healthy, but her lab results were screaming distress. The culprit: canned black beans every single day. Here's what most people don't know, even after you drain and rinse them. 1 cup of canned black beans can still contain around 600 milligrams of potassium and excess sodium from preservation. For healthy kidneys, that's fine. But for kidneys under strain, that combination is like pouring water into a full glass. It spills over fast. Too much potassium can trigger muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and even cardiac arrest, while sodium drives swelling, blood pressure spikes, and fluid retention. When Teresa swapped her canned beans for home-cooked soaked versions just twice a week and balanced them with low-potassium grains like couscous, her potassium levels dropped within 2 months. The swelling in her hands disappeared, and she said something that melted me. It's amazing how small changes can make my body feel light again. And that's the lesson here. The problem isn't the bean, it's the can. Those convenient preservatives are what make an innocent food risky. Real healing doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from slowing down and preparing food the way nature intended. So next time you reach for a can, remember, health isn't about what's fastest, it's about what's gentlest. But even the sneakiest canned foods pale in comparison to what comes next: a protein that's celebrated as the symbol of strength, power, and success. Yet it's quietly one of the biggest kidney killers of them all. If canned beans quietly wear down your kidneys, steak does it loudly but slowly enough that most people never notice. It's the symbol of success celebration and strength birthdays, barbecues, weekends with family. A juicy steak on the grill feels like life at its best. But for your kidneys, it's one of the hardest battles they'll ever fight. Even the leanest cut of beef is loaded with saturated fat, phosphorus, and uric acid, a triple threat to your filtration system. These compounds inflame your blood vessels, raise your acid levels, and force your kidneys to work overtime just to neutralize the damage. Over time, that pressure thickens and scars the delicate filters that clean your blood. I remember James, a 72-year-old retired police officer who came to see me after his gout flared up again. He said, "Doc, I've earned my steak. It gives me strength." But his blood work told another story: rising creatinine, high uric acid, and early signs of vascular calcification, the very thing that can cut off kidney blood flow. I asked him to try something simple: replace 2 of his weekly steak dinners with grilled tilapia and steamed vegetables. 3 months later, his gout had vanished, his blood pressure had dropped, and he smiled as he said, "I didn't realize how heavy my body felt until it finally got lighter." That's the truth about red meat. It doesn't harm you overnight. It wears you down slowly, meal by meal, year after year, until your kidneys can't keep up. And the cruel part: most people won't see the warning signs until their numbers crash, when it's almost too late. The goal isn't to give up flavor or tradition. It's to find balance, to enjoy the food you love in a way that doesn't cost you the health you depend on. Because strength isn't in the steak, it's in how long your kidneys can keep fighting for you. So if you're still eating red meat several times a week, try this challenge. Go 2 weeks without it. Watch how your body feels lighter, calmer, clearer. Sometimes the greatest strength is learning when to let go. But here's the thing: knowing what to eat and what to avoid is only half the battle. Because what you do each day, the simple habit you build, could decide whether your kidneys recover or slowly decline. And that final piece might surprise you. After everything we've talked about, the foods that heal, the foods that harm, there's one final piece of the puzzle that doesn't come from your kitchen at all. It comes from movement. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't in what you eat, but in what you do. I tell all my patients this: your kidneys don't just filter your blood, they depend on your blood flow. And nothing improves that flow better than a simple 20-minute morning walk. No supplements, no machines, just you, your breath, and a few quiet steps. When Thomas, a 63-year-old patient of mine, started walking every morning after breakfast, he thought it was too simple to matter. But within a few weeks, his ankles stopped swelling, his blood pressure normalized, and he told me, "It feels like my body wakes up with me now." That's exactly what happens. Walking boosts oxygen delivery to kidney tissue, enhances waste filtration, and helps regulate blood sugar and pressure, 2 of the biggest drivers of kidney decline. It's not about speed or distance, it's about consistency. Your kidneys thrive on rhythm, on regular oxygen supply, on gentle movement that keeps circulation alive. Even just 20 to 30 minutes a day can reduce fluid buildup, ease inflammation, and help your kidneys do their job with less strain. And here's the beautiful part. It's not only physical. That walk clears your head, lowers your stress hormones, and lifts the emotional fog that chronic illness often brings. For many of my patients, it becomes more than a routine. It becomes a quiet form of healing, a promise to themselves that they're still in control. So if you've ever wondered, what can I do today to help my kidneys right now? This is it. Get up, step outside, and start walking. Every step you take is a small thank you to the organs that never stop working for you. But before we wrap up, there's one final truth I want you to remember, because the way you end today could shape how your kidneys serve you for the rest of your life. Stay with me to the end, because this closing message could be the one thing that finally changes how you see your health forever. At the end of the day, your kidneys don't need perfection. They just need consistency, care, and small, steady choices that add up over time. You don't have to change your life overnight. Start with one meal, one walk, one decision that puts healing first. Because progress isn't measured by how fast you move, but by how faithfully you keep going. If this video gave you even one idea that made you feel more confident, more hopeful, or simply more aware of what's happening inside your body, then hold on to it, let it guide your next step. And don't keep it to yourself. Save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need clarity, and share it with someone you care about who might need the same reminder. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Each week, I'll be sharing more science-based guidance to help you protect your kidneys, lower creatinine naturally, and live stronger, without fear, without confusion, and without guesswork. Because you're not alone in this. Millions are walking this path with you, and every small, smart choice we make together becomes a step toward longer, lighter, healthier years ahead. So keep your head high, keep your heart calm, and keep choosing life one kidney-friendly choice at a time.